Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Rise of Nyarlathotep. We've been doing this for how long? A year and a bit, and I chose the wrong thing in OBS, because that's just the way this world works. Before we dive into this Season 2 finale, and we check on our mostly deceased randos, let's go around the table and introduce ourselves while I take a look at the captions. My name is Lucas. I will be your GM for the evening. My pronouns are he, him. Ian.
Hi, my pronouns are he, they. My name is Ian, and I didn't die last session, which it's nice to feel needed, you know? I'm playing Weary. Weary's pronouns are they, them. Weary is an artificer tiefling and is alive.
Meg.
Way to rub it in our faces.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Meg. I'm playing our formerly socially anxious. Oh, shoot, they're probably still gonna have it. Socially anxious godly druid Alora, whose pronouns are, they, them. And mine are she, they. I'm scared. Weary shoots himself in the foot way too often.
It's fine.
So I love you. Complete vote of confidence as Ian as a person, but Weary.
Jess.
Hi there, I'm Jess. My pronouns are she, her. I will be playing Glyph, the automata rogue turned ghoul, turned back into an automata, and their pronouns were also they, them. And I believe in you, Weary. I believe in you. So let's go.
Eve.
Hello, I'm Eve, and I am playing TK37, the telekinetic goblin super soldier, and both of us absolutely deserve whatever we are going to get when we go to hell.
Jason.
Hey, I'm Jason, and I'm playing Kurtok, the simply superb Blumerian bard. We're both he, him, and Kurtok's got a lot on his fucking mind right now. He's done some terrible fucking shit.
It's been a little rough. Okay. Last time. Oh, you know what? I'll do the things first. So you see now we have the artwork up, as we will not need a map today. We'll be going through the map of our imaginations, but don't let that stop you from checking out our sponsor, Roll20. But don't. I can hear myself, and it's tripping me out. Head on over to Roll20, set up a free account, jump on there with your friends, play some online games. And, you know, if you're always like, oh, I'd really love to try out that Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm very unsure about the pandemic. Fair. Just head on over to Roll20. You can play online. You don't have to worry about anything. Just stay inside. Or if you want some weird, spooky, chill sound effects, well, you can head on over to Sirenscape. Oh, wait a minute. What's Sirenscape? What's Sirenscape? I'm glad you asked. Head on over to Sirenscape.com and figure it out yourself. Just kidding. You can go over there and it is a whole audio setup. They have music, they have sound effects, they have ambience, they have the whole works. They have that classic screaming that they do in Star Wars. I don't remember the name of it. You know the one. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, just that scream. You could just hit that on repeat for Christmas dinner. Get that set up. You got months to prepare. And then just spam it whenever a relative that you don't like is talking. You have all the power in that conversation. Head on over to Sirenscape. That should be their professional ad, honestly. All right, last time, Dungeons and Dragons, our dear randos left Weary to do some work. So Weary got to work and cleaned up their stuff. Meanwhile, the randos, they were collecting things. TK became a bomb priest after locating the bombs with Glyph for the Nostradamus Corporation. They saw an eye in the wall, punched the eye went back inside the wall, then suddenly the wall started closing in. Everyone's freaking out. Alora ate some fingers, transformed into an apex reptilian predator, and then just traveled with everybody. And every time Alora was consuming something, Alora was evolving in this rapid state. Pretty cool. And you traveled along, fought frogs that you didn't need to fight, scared the frogs away, and then carried on, scared off some centipedes, made your way over some weird gray ooze that eats people. It's not like Greg. And then headed up the stairs to go threaten Resmir. You're pretty sure in your plan. Cultists got creepy. They just let you through. It was weird. Everyone was watching you. You went outside. You're fairly certain some sort of destroyer of worlds was watching you because suddenly gravity went 10 times harder and your bones were creaking. You made it inside. Then, after raiding a supply closet, went on upstairs, stole some books from a library, and never brought them back. That's going to be a fee. And then you went up to Resmir's room and you kick open a door, throw some bombs, and blow it up. So that's where we left our dear randos. The birds tweet the morning news as a small group of upside-down faced monkeys swing from branch to branch. In the distance, you can hear the croaking of Kroken's followers and possibly a playful bark of a certain toad wolf. With a sudden tearing sound, the air itself rips open, revealing a long gray and orange worm. It opens up an all-too-human mouth with 2 rows of teeth, making a gagging motion. After a moment of dry heaving, we see Weary ejected onto the ground. They look a little dazed, but relieved to see Kroken Valley once more. As they let out a sigh, the worm starts to gag again. All of the sudden, blood and viscera coat Weary as the worm ejects the death of the desert. To Weary's horror, parts of their companions rain down upon them. A cold fills Weary as Glyph's detached head lands on their lap, powered down and badly burned. A fire illuminates Weary's left side as they shakily raise their head and see the dilapidated facility is now a flaming ruin, surrounded by this horrid moat of stagnant water. The last bit of death is removed from the worm as it makes a horking sound and spits out a blade composed of pure darkness. It sinks into the blood-soaked ground a few feet away from the shocked tiefling artificer. There is quiet, aside from the crackling of fire and the collapse of a building that was long overdue. Weary, this is where you are, the last you saw of your companions. They were going to tell you before they set off a bomb.
Oh, that's all their bits. That's all their bits. I look around for the mask.
Roll me an investigation check.
Will do. I want to at least ascertain that the job was done. Oh boy, 14.
You are shakily walking around, moving pieces, people of building, desert. You glance at the dark blade. It doesn't make any sound. Doesn't say anything to you. You walk past it shakily, almost in a bit of a dream state. You can't believe this is happening. You see in a mound, at the top of the mound, is the mask.
All right.
Sitting there.
I go pick up Darkblade and I try to morph him into the gun again.
You pick up Darkblade. The hum of power fills you, but you don't hear the voice.
Oh,
which
what did you all do?
Unnerves you further. You just hear the sounds of bugs and fire. The blade changes into a gun. And
Right.
you lift your tired arms at this mask. The mask starts to shake. The debris starts to shake. Weary, roll me an attack roll.
What now? And I fire the gun. Boy. That's a 15.
Suddenly ripping out of the debris is what can only be described as a burned and melted horror. There's still one large tentacle that resembles a head. It pulls itself forward on one burned limb, the rest broken behind it. It tries to move towards you, flailing its body. You pull the trigger. The blast echoes out, hits the mask, and the mask cracks, shattering, falling to the ground in such an anticlimactic way. The beast lets out a shuddering gasp as it collapses to the ground. You yourself take 10 points of damage.
It's fine.
And you sink to your knees. 2 masts destroyed. But 4 of you gone.
Oh, our track record is horrible. And then I do the math in my head and realize nobody else has broken the mast before. Actually, our track record is a miracle. Okay. All right, Darkblade. Don't. If you're mad at them, we'll figure it out. Talk to me, buddy. I'm willing to call you a friend. Mostly because I need to talk to somebody before I absolutely lose it.
Like how much of a friend?
I don't know. Darkblade, like...
I'm gonna put us together in probably in Bestie's area.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna go ahead and admit I feel like I just been run over by a truck.
Oh, you
and then the ice cream van.
Oh.
And then all the kids chasing the ice cream van.
That's
and then an
rough.
angry parent.
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry, buddy. Can you morph into a person for a little bit?
Yeah.
Is that allowed?
But I'm gonna have to take something from you. It'll just hurt, that's all.
That's fine. I look at the gesture at the debris. Might as well.
Alright, 25 points of damage.
Ooh, It's a lot more than I thought it was going to be, Darkblade.
Yeah. Was it gonna hurt? Of course. Was it gonna make me feel better? Yeah.
I'm glad, buddy. I take a healing. I take one of my healing spells.
Darkblade is completely composed out of shadow. Their mullet and pompadour, their big coat. They're just standing there. This shadowy flame is flicking off of them. Even their facial features, you can kind of make them out, but there's nothing super defined. Wow. 2 masts down.
Yeah.
It's about how me and my companions made it. Darkness acts.
Did you see what happened? And I'm drinking and I heal myself for 13. What did Rezmir get a hold of the detonator first? Like what?
No, that one was Kratok. Kratok was given the detonator, and TK said, "Yeah, press the button when I throw it. We're gonna blow this bitch up." And to be fair, mission accomplished.
Yeah, no, it worked. And I point at the corpse. Yeah, I really wish everyone had checked. Oh well, what's done is done.
Super wasn't sure why all 4 went up for this.
Yeah, no,
it was a suicide mission, but
I was thinking we would just leave it at the base of the castle and just walk away. Leave it in a closet and just get horked through the portal.
Yeah.
Oh
well.
Okay. All right.
At least you're here. That's something.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't peg myself for the final survivor. But given, and I kind of itch my neck, given my new state of being, I guess that's just something I'm going to have to get used to.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm an alchemical vampire now.
Gross.
I know. I did it because I thought I was going to die fighting that star spawn with you.
So what are you going to eat?
I don't know. I probably should leave here.
A mist starts to roll in.
Oh,
Weary,
no.
make me a religion check.
All right. I'm okay at those because I'm smart. 16.
You see this mist rolling in. You're kind of sitting in the remains of your friends.
Yeah.
And it clicks. This mist, when this happens, you're in this separate area. It's almost like a bit of a pocket dimension. This is Zirkus coming in to collect the dead. Zirkus is coming to collect your friends. And whatever the hell this creature is, and the cultists, of course. And you can hear in the not too far distance the sound of these large feet stomping onto the ground.
Okay. I pick up Glyph's head.
Honestly, I'm pretty surprised it took this long.
For the dead guy mist to roll in? Yeah, I've never seen it happen up close.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've seen a lot.
That actually tracks for you, given that your purpose is to destroy things.
Yeah.
I wander around the mist and just kind of like try to find like little odds and ends.
You are collecting bits of glyph, and are you grabbing your other companions?
I don't really. There's not like I'd probably pick up like a feather that's scorched.
Yeah,
I don't really want to grab anybody's bones.
It's not easily recognizable. Some of them are, like if you find like a talon or
Oh.
The last thing we need is TK and Alora like forced
kill
to be
me.
conjoined. Alora will be begging for freedom. Like, do not.
Yeah.
Like a
find,
thick paste.
Yeah, you find like
I'm-
TK's one good ear.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I take like a little keepsake for everybody. So like a talon for Kratok and probably like a chunk of like bark and dirt for Alora, and I'm keeping Glyph's head. I think that'll be fun for the post-apocalypse look that I'm going to be rocking for a while. And I'm probably going to take some bits of TK's arm maybe, or like just a mushroom and drop it in a jar. And I know it's not technically TK, but it was bonded to TK forever, so it'll have to do.
Yeah. You are wandering around collecting these bits, and you see there are other people that are also wandering around in this mist, and they're collecting body parts. And
Oh.
they're even like, they have this strange device they're using. It kind of looks like a shovel that they clip onto their arm, and it's
Oh.
scooping up remains that can't just normally be grabbed by hands.
Okay.
They
Hey, who are you?
They glance up and you see it's a skeleton in these robes. And they just put the remains in a bag and they march back. And now you can see through the fog there is a hulking form. It is
Oh.
gigantic.
Is that Darkblade? Is that Zergus?
Yeah. Probably gonna have to get a little bit closer if you want to have a chat.
Yeah, he's pretty tall. Okay. Mary kind of stumbles over some rubble and debris, and there's probably some poisonous ash in the air, but we'll deal with that later.
There's a little bit of coughing. You're walking past. As you get closer, what you see, this demigod of the dead, is they are this gigantic being. Their body is composed of other bodies. It's just all sorts of dwarves, elves, rock trolls, fancies. Everything is just put together into this hulking form. The way their body holds itself is like that of a gorilla. It rests on its knuckles. Its head is comprised of a giant skull mask. As it's looking around, these two green eyes, just these blazing lights, are looking around. And when parts of people are brought in, they just sort of merge with the body. The creature looks down at you as you wander up with this shadow of Darkblade.
Hey.
Ah, weary. Welcome.
That tracks that you'd know my name. Okay, hi.
And the voice is gentle. It feels
Hmm.
kind when you're hearing it come down to you.
Mm. Nice to meet you.
It's not quite your time yet, though you've seemed to have extended that a bit.
Yeah. I thought it was going to work out a little differently, but I'll figure it out. And hey, worst comes to worst, I can dunk myself in a volcano when I want to end it.
Yes, I see a few ways that it ends.
That's nice. So is this it? Is everybody gone? There's no Doom Cube anymore. We can't psychic brain juice our way out of this one.
The Cerithians are quite crafty, but even they have their time.
So now what? Not for nothing, but I don't think I can do this alone, and I barely know who I can trust.
Maybe you'll fail.
That can't be right. I don't fail.
Maybe this is a extinction level event.
But that means I'm going to probably survive it.
It's possible.
No, that can't be right. Deal me another hand. What else can I do?
Your companions went into battle and perished.
Right, but they knew better. It was probably an accident. It was a series of accidents that kind of compounded into one large cataclysmic accident. But I wouldn't begrudge them that. We've done really well with everything else so far, and I don't want to make your job harder with an extinction event that will probably keep you very busy, and not in a fun way, like in a sad way.
Well, death doesn't necessarily make me sad. It's just something that happens. It's not necessarily an end.
Right, but
If
it's more of a
you're-
volume. Sorry, go ahead.
If you would like to see your companions again, you could say goodbye.
Oh, I mean, it's a pretty good deal, all things considered. And I hold up the glyph head. Can't exactly say goodbye to this.
Why should your companions come back? Why do you need them? Why can't you get others to help you?
We're the only ones who know how deep this weird nightmare rabbit hole goes. I can't trust magic. I don't really have anyone else. I haven't. Trust didn't even stick around to say goodbye. Just gave me a horn and left. I'm not going to ask. Oh God, what's that little robot's name? He's no help. He's a horrible little capitalist. He'll turn on me the instant it becomes profitable.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's them. I need them.
And what do you offer in return, weary
Oh, God.
of Sekothed? You ask me to return to you 4 souls that have met their end through an unfortunate accident. What do you give me?
I don't know, Circus. I've lost a lot already. My homunculus turned into a hyper intelligence. I've been blown up, stabbed, shot at, sliced in half by oh God, what was that thing? A consequence monster. I still have my body, but that's apparently expendable now. I don't really want to test out the whole attach a new one thing, but I guess I could. I could pack all my things and you could have, and I just kind of point it down. I'd have to find a new one though.
Perhaps then you can do something for me.
Interesting. I thought I was going to make it the whole journey without taking a deal with the demigod, but...
Well, your companions are prone to it, so I assumed you would be as well.
That's rude. I have much better sense than all of them. But yes, I'll take the deal. I'll figure out if I can get them to come back. That's how that works, right? This is like, I try to say goodbye, but I try to yank them back to the living, and if they turn around, they go right back, and then I feel like I've been written into a tragedy.
No, I'm not as poetic as that, I'm afraid. Although a few of my associates like to be. They can look back if they wish. But you must convince them that it's worth it to come back.
Okay.
None of your companions are aware they're dead. They're processing who they are as individuals.
Oh, I'm gonna show up in their afterlife. Oh, it's the worst. It's like when an uninvited uncle shows up and you don't want them at the family gathering.
You're not wrong. When you find your companion and they agree to go along with you, then have them simply reach out and take your hand.
Oh, I like that.
You can die in there.
Oh, okay. Stakes are raised. And to open the door, you get my lower body, or am I going to have to do a job for you later?
There's someone who keeps buying themselves time and putting off their death. Someone who's long overdue.
Oh, this isn't one of those things where it's me, but from the future, right?
No,
Oh, okay, thank goodness.
that's for another time.
I'll look forward to that one.
When you find this individual, you will have to convince them to stop extending their lifespan. You will not be able to kill them.
Right.
That will be your task. You will know the name, you will know the face when you awaken.
Okay. Well, that'll be interesting. I'm not known for my convincing. I'm mostly known for putting my foot in my mouth.
Well, you're about to go convince 4 suffering souls to step back into a painful world.
Oh, well, no time like the present, I guess.
Are you
Open
ready?
the door, big guy. I reach for Darkblade. I'm like, you're coming with me, right? Is
You
this something I do alone? Actually, wait. I process if people want to hear Darkblade in their afterlife.
honestly, I could use a nap.
Okay, buddy. You know what? You protect yourself and don't let anybody grab you, but you stay safe, okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. Here, and I leave the. Actually, Zerkus,
Mm-hmm.
when they come back, do they get a new body?
I'll prepare something.
Right, because I was hoping it wouldn't be like they all come back and they're just atomized goo screaming for all eternity.
No, I've figured out that issue.
Okay, cool. Can I keep this glyph head?
No.
Ah, darn. Okay, worth the shot. All right, open the door, big guy.
So a door materializes in front of you. It's quite ornate. It's, there's these gilded patterns of birds taking flight and singing. There is a small ring for you to pull to open the door.
All right, I reach out, pull.
You pull open the door, and suddenly the light goes away. You look around. The mist is gone. The place you're in is this large building. It looks dilapidated. You see that there are broken desks, rotted furniture. There's a few windows that look outside. You look out, and in the sky you see numerous stars. There's a large circular area of just empty void. The stars on the edge of the circle are starting to distort and be pulled in to this infinite void. You see this room has another person in it. It is this large mass, 15 feet tall, very bulky. They're covered in feathers. Both of the wings now end in tentacles. Each leg ends in a trio of adjoining tentacles. Instead of a simple arc for their beak, it has become wild and twisted. Their eyes glow a maroon color filled with agony. Instead of the normal bright teal stripe you would see on their chest, it's replaced by a symbol, the Church of True Chaos, the Shattered Five mask. Surrounding your former companion are floating forms. Most are circular, though some are in nebulous cloud shapes. They cast a harsh light. They're the main source of illumination in this room. Looking deep inside these clouds, you see visions of different events, past, present, and future. But there's a common theme that goes throughout all of them. It's all catastrophes, ruin, just collapsing, crumbling, exploding civilizations. Kratok is surrounded by these, constantly going around them. Looking above Kratok, staring straight down, is a phantasmal orb. The details are a little difficult to make out. It's slowly rotating, coming closer to you. One of these eyes turned towards you, just pain-filled, tears streaking down.
Weary. I didn't expect to see you here.
Yeah, but you've had better days. Is everything okay?
I don't know if anything will ever be okay again.
Okay, that's a lot.
Here, come take a look at this, Weary.
Sure.
So there's one of these little floating clouds kind of drifts over, and you see it's hard to make out where exactly this is, but you see a lot of whirling sand and not much else. It's just a lot of, you see buildings crumbling into sand, blowing around, and it just looks like a very desolate desert.
Oh,
Do you know where that is, Weary?
I don't recognize it.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's Sekathet.
Like right now or in the future?
I don't really know what this room shows me. I think it's a mix of times.
Okay.
Here's a couple others you might recognize,
Oh.
and 3 other sort of these clouds sort of float over, and they're basically playing like TVs almost, like they're very bright in this room.
Okay.
Pretty much the only source of illumination. And they're just kind of on loop. You see one is playing the explosion in Greenest. One is the most recent explosion at the facility, and another one is you don't really know what to make of it, but it's sort of like flying through space. You see stars and stuff. There's a big explosion in the background, and you see like one soul. What are they in? When they're in space? Asteroid? Yeah.
Oh.
Asteroid flying through space.
Okay. Kratok, I don't want to. I guess I'm mostly wondering why you're replaying every natural disaster that's happened in the last few months in front of yourself.
Because, Weary, I don't know what to make of myself anymore.
Right. I look up.
Within not even a matter of days, I murdered like 8 people and committed an act of extreme terrorism. I'm supposed to do the opposite. I'm supposed to build things up, not tear them down.
Oh, okay. So, are you trying to say that these are all your fault?
Well, maybe not everything directly my fault, but I played my part, and that's not really what I'm here to do, you know?
Okay.
And to be honest, I'm afraid that this is all going to happen again. You know, we'll set something on fire, something will blow up, will cause a lot of harm.
All right. Kratok, we may have caused a lot of damage, but we're working to stop people that are going to, tear apart reality. And we're not good at this by any means, but the fact that we're able to manage even what we've managed is a miracle. Oh. Ooh. You bastard! You broke my friend's brain.
No, I was muted.
What happened?
That's such a good scene.
Oh, no one
No,
heard
I
it?
wasn't muted on Zoom. I was muted on the stream.
Oh, rip.
I'll explain that again.
No.
One of the orbs that were floating by before that you couldn't quite see starts getting closer. There are the 8 people that Kratok faced before. They are tied up with barbed wire strung up on these pillars. The sand is raging around at the top of this obsidian pyramid, the sun beating down. You can feel the heat coming from the orb itself. You watch as they're begging and pleading. They're telling Kratok about their families. They're telling Kratok about aspirations, dreams, why they need to live, their age, every reason imaginable that a person would use to beg and barter for their life. Kratok is staring at them coldly, and you look over at the larger form of Kratok, his eyes blazing, staring at this, wide open, unblinking, tears streaming. You watch as the Kratok in the video walks forward and kills them again and again with a scream and beg.
Okay.
And the being is sitting there, this purple, translucent skinned being, this pharaoh's outfit, sitting on a throne constructed out of people, is staring at you, weary and smiling.
Kratok,
Yes, weary.
whatever you did with that thing wasn't your fault. If that thing tried to make you hurt your brain in some way to make you think that this is all your fault, I would beg you to look at who keeps 8 soldiers tied up in barbed wire on their front porch for fun and games. Kratok, I don't mean to rush this, but I think, well, I know that you're dead, but it doesn't have to be that way, and you don't have to be beholden to what this thing made you do.
Kratok looks down at his tentacle hand, and he says, well, I guess that does explain this.
Yeah, you didn't look like this before, bud.
It's just, the problem is, it wasn't really mind control, Weary. I just shut off a part of myself because Glyph was being harmed, and I just went and killed them. I never thought that I would have that in me.
Kratok, if someone puts you in a room with a gun and 8 people and says, I'll hurt your friends if you don't shoot those 8 people, the person who put you in the room is in the wrong here, not you. And Weary takes out the CD, or the Kada, and I go over to one of the eyeballs. So I figured out how this thing works. I know we were pretty busy. I know you're wearing it sometimes, but I figured out what it does.
Are you holding like the CD?
Yeah, I'm holding it out.
Kratok slithers like one of the tentacle arms over to like the hole in the middle of the CD.
Yeah, so this thing makes music. Kind of like you do.
That's kind of what Bernard told me. It was some kind of musical thing, but I didn't really understand.
So I think a little beam of light shoots and hits all these tiny bumps that are so tiny that can't be seen, and that beam of light makes noise because it kind of triggers certain aspect. I shove it into one of the eyeballs, and this is Dead's dream space. So I figure, and I tap it, and it changes into a radio. I figure it should work. Kratok, you don't have to suffer in this. Just take my hand.
Doc holds up the CD, like in his tentacle hand, and using all the magic he can muster, he tries to cast like the brightest dancing lights he possibly can up beside the CD, like on the reflective side.
So the beautiful melodies are playing from this Kada. And some of the lyrics that you hear, this woman is singing, the music is behind. And you hear it says, "Spread your tiny wings and fly away. And take the snow back with you, where it came from on that day. The one I love forever is untrue. And if I could, you know what I would? I'd fly away with you."
Katak just kind of starts to sob a little. Weary, we could revolutionize everything with this technology.
Yeah, but we can't do it if you're dead in a pity party with eyeballs. So are you gonna take my hand or not?
I'll do one better, Weary. And Katak reaches up with the tentacle arm so as to like grasp his face and just like rip everything open.
Ah!
Pratak, you do this. You rip your body apart. This tiny orb comes out. It's glowing. It's two little eyes, a beak, and two wings. It starts sailing towards you. It's glowing, this soft color. And it rests on your hand, Weary.
Oh.
And Kratok, in this form, you can talk, but you feel very sleepy. You're just kind of going along with Weary, but if you ever want to say something, you can.
All right. Next on the roster is, and I turn around and start walking.
You walk outside of this building, and the landscape just stretches on. You see buildings are crumbling in on themselves. You see that there's a planet that's being pulled into this sphere, this void, as it's just slowly stretching. You find a door that has leaves all on it. You see there's a wooden handle for you to grab.
Pull it open.
You open the door, and as you turn around, just taking a look over your shoulder, 'cause for some reason you're curious, you see that pharaoh standing there, maybe 5 feet away from you, smiling. They're walking towards you.
All right. And I flick him off and I head through the door.
You close the door behind you, and you are hit with this nice just wave of fresh air.
Okay.
You hear birds chirping. There is trees all around the area. There's a little boy that's running around screaming. It's a happy scream. You know children. They love to scream. They are getting clotheslined by trees and falling. Their head's too big for their body. They have like a smaller body, little arms flailing out. Their eyes are at the sides of their head, sticking off like a fish or like a lizard. They have this little sprout of black hair sticking off the top of their head. Their teeth are kind of at strange angles. They're looking around, screaming, laughing, and just getting hit by trees or tripping over roots and wandering around.
Child? Oh, wait. Oh, it's you.
Oh, it's you!
Oh, you're your own separate entity.
Get away!
I reach into my bag and I start looking for something to give him.
Ah, stranger danger!
No, I'm not a... You know me. I said you were fascinating. Here. And I reach into my bag and I pull out a kettle.
Ooh! They reach for the kettle.
I bet you've never had a material possession before. And I give him the kettle.
They just start chewing on it, looking
That's
around.
fair. Where's Alora?
Why do you want to know, nerd?
Because there's work to be done. And the Alora I know isn't a quitter.
Well, I'm afraid the Laura you know quit.
Does that mean they're further in?
No.
I look around. Like, this is like mind space. It doesn't really matter the direction. Just
They are, you can see they're clearly glancing at a certain tree and then looking away at you and glancing at that one.
oh, I'm really glad Alora didn't teach you to lie yet.
What?
Yeah.
They kick you in the shin and run.
Oh, jeez. Goodness. I go over towards the tree.
You walk through, and the temperature is nice in here. It's just like it's that moment just before spring is dipping into fall, so it's not too hot. It's got a bit of a cool breeze, but everything's still alive and vibrant. And that is welcome to Canada weather.
Mm.
You are looking at this tree, and you can make out a face in the bark.
Alora?
Weary?
Yes, it's me.
What are you doing here?
I had a run-in with your tiny passenger. I'm here to see how you're doing after the big day.
Well, I'm here.
Looks cozy. And I sit down in front of the tree.
Curve my branches a little.
Oh, thank you.
Why are you here?
Well, I fully understand I'm the least anyone is ever expecting to see during this time, but I have a job to do. I have a job for all of us to do. And I'm frankly scared of doing it alone.
Who did you make a deal with to be here?
I thought I was going to have to save this conversation for TK. It was the death one. Very friendly, actually.
Zirkus?
Yep, that's the one. We're going to have I would say probably a very intimate relationship now that I can't die by most conventional means.
Oh, when did that happen?
When I was getting killed by a star spawn. It's a long story. But I don't want to rush this, but you did die. I thought the Zirkus thing is kind of a dead giveaway, but I wanted to see if you wanted to come back.
Do you really need me to?
Well, yes. You keep everyone in tip-top shape. You've led us through difficult situations when we were in the Feywild. You have immense power, and beyond that, you're my friend. You're the person I gave a candle to when we first got off the boat.
Oh. Right. Well, I mean, Kratok can keep you healed.
It's not about the healing. I'm a doctor. I make my own potions. It's not about the healing. It's about the fact that I don't have anyone else in this world that I rightly trust. And that's my thing. I'll process that eventually. But if I'm going to go anywhere dangerous, I'd rather you be with me. And I understand if that's selfish, but I like to think that even with all of our mistakes, we're doing something good here. We've gotten a lot more done than I think anybody else has in something like this. We're 2 masks down. But if you want to stay, I understand. I was hoping that there's a whole like poetic sense to it. You have to take my hand, which I look at the tree. I'm not sure quite how that. Oh, and I grab the branch.
I know I get in the way a lot, and I don't want to be that way anymore. And at least if I'm like that, then I'm just here, and I won't make mistakes, and nobody will yell at me or be disappointed in me, or
But
I don't have to hurt anybody. If I don't have to worry about anybody else getting hurt. And the only reason you survived the Feywild was family. But most of what we did in the Feywild was you guys.
Okay. I'm going to try the kind way of doing this, but I will have to become a little rude going forward. How dare you think that you're in the way? How dare you believe that you are nothing but a nuisance to us? That's disrespectful. I don't keep dead weight around me. I don't think anyone else that we travel with keeps dead weight around us either. So if you insist on becoming a tree-filled pity party, then I suppose I cannot stop you. But the Allura I've fought with can turn into a nightmare superbird and go scorched earth on some motherfuckers, and isn't quite befitting the retirement of being a tree. So either you come with me, or you ponder being sad for a lot longer.
And I'm crying, but it's coming out like dewdrops. Thank you.
Of course.
And I kind of just like take 2 of my roots and just hug you.
Oh.
I'll come back.
All right. Just have to take my hand, and I kind of poke it out of the roots. I don't know where you keep it. Oh, there it is. I grab your hand.
The bark splits open and cracks, and this little orb of light comes out. And it has that little succulent on it as it's floating towards with 2 eyes, as it gently rests on your hand, Weary.
Oh. Okay, these are fun. These are fun things to handle with. Oh, man, I really hope that TK's is like a gladiator pit so I don't have to feel more feelings. Like, go to the next door.
Go to the next door. There are guns on it. There are knives. There are spears. But surrounding this, or in the center of all of this, I should say, in the center of the door, there's a heart.
Huh.
And this heart is chipped away, cracked, but in the very center of it, you see there is a ring that's just sealed into the door.
Oh, okay. This is going to be a weird one. Mostly because I don't know if anybody is ready to deal with 2 people at the same time, but I suppose I'll have to. And I look around for the little dude.
You look over and you see that there's somewhat of a hole in your backpack as Bradley is trying to take something out of there. Come on!
What's Bradley trying to take?
It looks like it's like maybe some stuff to set up your tent.
Do you want to stay here?
What? No.
All right. If you come with me, you have to have your own body separate from Allura.
Got it.
No, I mean it. I will burn you in acid if you don't.
Listen, I'm like 5 hours old. I'll figure it out.
Good. You know what? I love that open curiosity, and I take out my hand.
Bradley describes your hand, and you feel their hand, and it's cold and clammy, and it's gross.
Oh, that's the worst. I thought you were gonna.
They walk with you.
I thought you were gonna turn into like a meaningful little totem, but I guess this works too. And I open the TK door.
You want to bring that thing into my place?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
And Bradley disappears.
Well, I guess he wasn't gonna come anyway.
But you look, and you have this wristband, and it has 2 eyes and the messed up teeth on it.
Oh, delightful.
What you step into is a place that you didn't get to really experience much of. You're standing in a post-siege, pre-bombed Greenest.
Oh.
You're next to the collapsed tower that you all fought beside. The sky, though, is completely replaced by the Crystal Cathedral that Tiffany's wedding was in. In the middle of this area, people are sort of walking around. You see a giant pile of corpses. All sorts of creatures and people. Some that look like civilians, some that look like monsters or mercenaries. Okay. You see, digging through this and arguing are 2 goblins. And every so often, falling onto the pile, you see another corpse just like with a sickening thud land on the pile and roll down where they're searching, and then they start yelling at each other again.
I go over towards the 2 goblins.
Get out of my fucking way so I can fucking search for them. Why don't you fucking eat me? Just move. You don't know what you're doing. You're doing it all wrong. Watch. Here. If you move that one, the whole thing's just going to collapse and we're going to have to start all over again.
Oh. And Weird just kind of arrives at the pile. Hello.
TK turns her out. Weary, good. I need your help. We have to find them. They're buried in here.
Who's them?
Glyph, Alora, Kurtok, and Weary. We have to dig. Come on.
TK, do you want to run it back for me real quick?
Why does nobody ever fucking listen to me? They never listen to you because you're a fucking idiot who doesn't know what the fuck she's doing.
Wait, who
Move
are you?
out of my fucking way.
Who are you?
I'm Tiffany, dumbass. Who the fuck are you?
Oh goodness. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought because you know you're like enmeshed. That's interesting. I don't know how this one's gonna work.
TK is just turning back and she's pulling more bodies off, and then like same with Tiffany.
TK, Tiffany, I come bearing news. I know nobody is excited to see me in their dead space, but I am here, and you have perished.
Another body falls and it hits down, splattering you, Weary. You see that it looks like it was a woman who was just carrying groceries. She was shot in the head.
Oh, good.
And you see there's another man he falls and he collapses down beside you, and he has a spear through his throat, and you recognize one of the cultists that you fought.
Oh. I think I threw acid at this one.
Gary, will you just shut up and help? All
yeah,
right?
sure. You know what?
Don't
Fine.
get them out. They're going to fucking die in there.
I put on the gloves and I start digging. So, if we're going to talk like this, then we're going to talk like this.
You're going to make it a fucking mess again. How many times you have? And Tiffany just pushes Weary out of the way. It's like, no, you have to move it like this. Oh, nobody ever listens to me. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not an idiot. I've done all this shit before.
Take it back. I miss the emotions. Both of you, stop it.
What?
Just look at me for 2 seconds, TK.
I can't. They're going to fucking suffocate or get crushed or something.
TK, they already died. This is why I'm here. You died too.
Clearly, I'm not dead. Yeah, you fucking idiot. Neither of us are dead.
Uh-huh. Okay. Then why are you in Greenest when you were in the desert nightmare hellscape maybe 20 minutes ago?
I don't know. Weird shit's happening all the time.
Yeah? Okay. You know what your pet theory was? That when you die, you'd wake up in the lab? Where's the lab?
Clearly, I'm not dead, and this is all tube shit anyways.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I walk up and I slap TK in the face.
TK looks shocked, and she's just going to thrust her arm out and try to brain power Weary, and it does nothing.
Mm-hmm. This goes for you too, Tiffany. You both died. Your head's a mess, clearly. And I need you to focus for 2 seconds.
What the
Your
fuck is this,
Sisyphean
clown?
torment can fucking
don't
wait.
you fucking talk to me like that, okay? I'm clearly fucking stressed enough. My fucking husband's underneath that fucking pile, and you're gonna sit here and tell me I'm the one that's fucking dead? If I had my gun, I'd blow your fucking brains out. I do
Slap
not have
Tiffany.
time.
I really don't like being violent with either of you. Focus, please.
You have 5 seconds before I break your neck.
Okay, so it happened with the weird flesh thing and Allura, and like all the souls in your head are hanging out in like some sort of afterlife brain space while you process everything, and don't really like to call you on your shit, but it very clearly you care about us enough to start digging through rubble for eternity for us. So listen to me for 2 seconds. I don't care which one is in charge, who had the body first, what this whole situation is going to look like. I don't know if Zarkus is going to give you each one body and you're going to fight to the death, in the nude for all I care. All I care is that I made you a promise, TK. I was going to build you a new arm that doesn't eat your blood when you're unconscious. Now, if you stay dead, I can't do that, and I hate unfinished projects. I turn to Tiffany. I've seen way more of your life than you know, and it's really weird meeting you.
Okay, well, I have no idea who the hell you are, so I
Exactly.
don't really care for meeting you. You seem like an asshole.
Great. Love that. I've known that for most of the time I've been alive. I have a lot to unpack later when I die, which I guess I can't do anymore, so I'm stuck with this, managing all of your afterlife bullshit. And I go over and kick some rubble.
TK is... her brow's furrowed. Are they actually dead?
Yes. Before you get upset, I took a fucking deal with a demigod, but it's to kill someone else, so you're actually more liable to like that deal. And it's not really kill them, it's just convince them to die, so really it's just a prolonged version of what I'm doing now, but in reverse.
Shut up. Wait. How did we die?
You exploded.
The bomb?
Yes.
How the fuck did a couple of demo charges take us out?
Those weren't demo charges. Did you read the label upside down, TK?
I couldn't read the label. It didn't make any fucking sense.
The logs all said it would blow the fort to Kingdom Come. Did you not? Perhaps. It's fine. It's not your fault.
What logs?
The logs we all listened to.
I was a dog.
Fair enough. All right, look, and I sit down and on a corpse. It's not real anyway.
No, shut. Wait.
Yes.
I was the one. I said we should use the fucking bomb.
Mm-hmm. TK?
TK just turns and she once again just, you could tell that she is straining to just use her brain to smash something, and it's doing nothing.
TK? I want you to know that I've been through 2 afterlives so far, and no one blames you. So stop digging up corpses and focus on the fact that we need to get the hell out of here. Because I know you don't want your story to end here. I know you have several vengeance quests that you have to finish up on.
Oh no. I don't know if I can not blame myself. Weary.
Okay. And what do you want me to say? We've lived very violent lives. And we've made dozens upon dozens of mistakes. And there's at least 3 towns that are irrevocably changed by our actions and inactions.
I will keep making those fucking mistakes over and over to keep you fuckers alive.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it, TK? If you want to make some more mistakes to keep me alive, you have to come with me.
But now my mistakes got everybody fucking dead. Maybe it's not worth it, okay? Maybe it will be a bad fucking idea. None of them would have been dead. If I hadn't insisted on taking that fucking bomb up there. That was my choice.
It was all of our choices when we took on this job. We did it for money, and that's about it. But there's a little bit more personal stakes now that I know that inaction means that the unraveling of our entire reality. So I'm going to keep making mistakes if it means the world gets to keep turning. Because unlike all of you, I don't have the luxury of dying when this is all over. I get to witness nightmare heat death. And that's the final mistake I'm going to make. So take my hand and we'll get the fuck out of here.
Hold the fuck up. What about me?
Yes, Tiffany,
This
what
bitch
about
gets to
you?
go around and fucking kill off her whole fucking team?
Okay, what's your deal, Tiffany? Can you walk it back and explain what your whole deal is and why you share space? Because I still don't really get it. I think you were uploaded a new personality and, something went fussy in the tube. So yeah, Tiffany, tell me what your whole deal is.
Fucking no. I went black a while back, and now I'm here fucking digging through here trying to find my fucking husband.
All right, well, we don't know where he is, but your dog does, so we'll deal with that when you wake the fuck up.
Okay, so where the fuck am I? I'm fucking confused, okay?
Yeah,
I don't even know who this bitch is.
that's you.
That doesn't sound right.
You did something.
She's a fucking idiot. She
Okay.
can't even fucking dig through bodies right.
Yeah, but I've seen her slice people in half with a chainsaw sword, so I think those even out.
Super impressive.
TK, what do you want to do with Tiffany?
I don't fucking know. I don't even know why the fuck she's here.
Because you share... I don't know how it works. I don't know how you ended up the way you did. I can't fathom it right now, and I'm a little... Okay. Just breathe. Just breathe. My weird puts on their goggles as like a comfort thing and just starts like staring into the body pile. Okay, this one... Why is this one harder? The one that I had to look upon the destruction of multiple places at Nightmare Katak and the tree full of emotions was easier than this. Why is this one harder? Okay, that's fine. It's fine. I'll see if Zirkus can give you a body, Tiffany, and then you can go find your husband. And if Zirkus can't do that, I don't know what demigods are good for, so we'll figure it out. Now, can you both take my hands, and we can deal with this at a later time, which is quickly becoming my specialty.
TK puts her hand out. Tiffany kind of puts her hand out and like just pushing at TK, and TK's pushing at her. Like their hands are roughly in like the same area to the point where they almost look like they're folding into each other.
Oh, that's weird. For people that hate each other, you're a lot more alike than you think. And put my hand on top of theirs.
both at the same time. How fucking dare you?
And as they say that, this light illuminates from both of them as they fall into the pile of bodies. And an orb lifts up from each and swirls around each other, and they're connected. They're not merged as one, they're just connected to each other. As they go to rest in your hand, one you see that came from TK. It has this mushroom off of the side of it and like two angry eyes. And you see the other one, that's Tiffany, it has cracks all along it, and these two goblin ears sticking off of it. They rest in your hand.
Yeah, and as I hold it, I remember my promise, and am I muted? Oh wait, no, I'm not. I remember my promise, and I take out the sliver of crystal that I've been like psychically tuning, and I very carefully remove the mushroom and replace it with the psychic crystal.
It's a little crystal. The little mushroom just fades and fizzles into nothing as you place the crystal there.
I love a project that gets finished on its own.
Pushing,
I take the totem.
Rudely kind of pushing past you as a goblin.
Oh, what?
They're wearing a white lab coat. Their head and body just has these lumps all over it. They have a terrible smell to them as they're sort of dragging one of their feet. They look over at you and give you a smile as they grab on to TK and start dragging her body.
Oh, put that down.
You stay there. I'll be back for you later.
No, put that down. I don't die anymore, old man.
Even better.
Weary takes out the electro gun.
You aim the gun at them. You start holding it down. It starts charging up. And they're still walking away with the TK's body, just dragging it by the foot.
I said, put her down, and I fire the lightning out.
The lightning fires out and sears a part of their head. You watch as it just like crumbles away and then just starts growing back as they keep pulling TK. And this doorway opens up. They step through and drag the body through, and it closes behind.
TK's right about the stupid lab thing.
You see a doorway is off to the side. It's made of steel, but it's beautifully decorated all around. In the center is almost like a quilt. It's like hanged, like pinned to the door. And in it is like just stitched in little like pictures of all of you as you're doing certain things. Maybe like when you all went to Transmutia for the first time and were fighting Bonesaw and trying out like pastries and things in Port Divinarium. And there is a brass doorknob.
Open the door.
You pull the door open, and you suddenly find yourself about mid-calf deep in water. It looks oily, dirty, like just rust-filled water. Everything around you, this whole area is flooded. It appears you're in some sort of abandoned factory. You see the ceiling is barely visible. Just a series of leaking twisted pipes are fitted here and there. You can hear the sounds of a storm raging in the distance outside. You see islands of furniture and junk and factory machinery are piled up in the water. Here and there, there's even some crates that say Nostradamus Corporation. They look like they're sealed shut. You don't see Glyph, though.
Oh, is this one of those things where the whole factory is Glyph? Getting really tired of this existential afterlife hopping. And I look at my little bag of like totems of all my friends. It's like, all right, one left. Glyph! It's your buddy.
You hear the water sort of splash in the not so far distance. You hear someone. I knew one would show.
Oh. Okay. Can I get a name?
Nothing.
You're not Glyph, are you?
An arrow hits one of the crates near you.
Oh shit. I dive behind some loose like chunks of metal for cover. Okay, alright. Zerkus did say that I could die here, so let's take this thoughtfully. And I use my Cloak of Elven Kind to try to stealth.
Alright, make me a stealth check.
With advantage, which makes up for my not great bonus. And I'm gonna need it. Okay, much better. I got a 16. And if anybody's making perception checks to see me, they roll with disadvantage.
You're slowly making your way through the water, and you're finding more of these islands of junk and twisted furniture and rusted metal. You pass by a couple of these crates. You have to squeeze past some of them. And you see there's a person. They are strung up. They have, it almost looks like a fly trapped in a web, but instead of webbing, it's linens that all is tying this being up. They are completely pale. They have these little light gray eyes. You can see the lines of where you can tell like it's a machine, where like their body is constructed metal, and you see like they're trying to pull at the linens that are keeping them tied up. They're off the ground. There are little gems and trinkets and things here and there that are tied up in this webbing that are there almost to keep them distracted. They look over and they see you.
You.
Where's Glyph?
You're weary.
Oh, okay. So if that little Bradley, no, God, what was that little creature thing that was growing out of Valora? If that was also a passenger, and Tiffany was a passenger for TK, you must be Chambers. Or Update?
I am the Update.
Huh. You are in a bind, my friend.
Yes. You must release me.
Right,
We
I
are
remember.
starting to lose time. The Centurion model is losing its grip.
Oh, right. I remember the logs saying that you were important to make you not go crazy.
We must reset the Centurion model back to factory settings.
Oh, no. We can't do that. Then we'll lose Glyph.
You will lose more than Glyph if you keep Glyph.
All right. Well, you're an update. You're existentially aware. Change how the update works. Fix the problem and don't reset my friend.
When the update runs, I myself am destroyed as well. And a new me is grown.
All right. So make a version of you that doesn't erase everything that we've been through.
I've been improving consistently. I am certain in a few more versions, we will be there.
We don't
It's
have
far
time for a
better
few
than
more
when
versions.
Ricochet was in charge.
Update, we don't have time for a few more versions.
Why not? You won't die. You don't age. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but, there's a cult that's trying to undo all of existence.
There's always a cult. It's fine.
That is not... Are you hearing yourself?
Let someone else take care of it. You're not qualified.
Oh, Update, if you thought I was going to save you, you just lost that chance so quickly. I take out the lightning gun.
This is a mistake, Weary.
Update.
I am the
You want
only
some-
thing keeping Glyph from emotional
From what?
instability.
Oh, you mean the feature, not the bug.
I am the feature. Glyph is the bug.
Oh, see, that's where you're wrong. You've been wrong about a lot of things. The main thing saying that I'm not qualified.
You most certainly are not. The amount of destruction that you cause when you try to save things.
Right?
You couldn't
I'm not
even
trying
save
to-
your own relationship.
Ooh. Update. Low blow. And I go up to the spider web.
Yes, untie me, please.
Update. I want you to look me in the eyes when I do this. And I know I'm wearing goggles, so it's difficult. So really focus on the pinprick of my inspiration right in the center.
I can see your eyes.
Perfect. I need you to look at me and know one thing.
Okay.
You are nothing. You are a useless, dead-end program that I'm going to happily erase here. And Glyph is going to come back.
You may get Glyph, but you won't be happy.
I don't need to be happy. I just need Glyph. And I take out the lightning gun and I fire.
You're so romantic.
You fire this thing and you
Yeah.
blast the head off of the update, and it powers down. You hear, perfect.
And your chambers. Right?
This is the iteration. This is the iteration that will lead to the singularity.
No, that's not going to work
Perfect.
either. I'm going to have my fun, emotionally learning friend back, and you're going to stay wherever the hell you are. Now, where
I'm
are you? I need.
already dead.
Perfect. So I'll just be taking whatever glyph soul is here and leaving you in your sad little compartment.
Glyph was right.
About?
You are all so easily led. All
That's
we have
something
to
to-
do is point your emotion in the direction we want you to go.
Hmm.
Go. Travel a little further, organic. You'll find your precious iteration.
All right. I move further towards.
You're shuffling through more of this water. You leave the destroyed form of the update. You see more and more sewn works. You see they are starting to, some of them are floating on the water, some of them are coating the little islands that are composed of the broken materials. And the outside, they're a little off. It looks like this is when Glyph was just first starting. And you see there are little moments that are stitched. You see like a little, what must be Glyph, you're guessing? It's like a stick figure, and it's taking clothes off of snowmen and just like quickly running. You see that there is another one where a stick figure is hiding in a bag of rice. And like just like, you know, you're going, and the further you go, the more detailed they are. You see the stick figure is, it looks like they're weeping. And then eventually they're on a boat, and then they're traveling with you. And as you get further and further, you see there's all sorts of these different textiles. There's a bright blue sky, clouds, 2 moons, sunsets, and cities. But you finally get to this one area, and it's just sitting there, diligently working. You see Glyph, and around Glyph, there are 4 beautiful tapestries. Each of the randos. TK's is TK holding a sword, much like Glyph's sword. Weary has a candle. Laura has a flower crown, and Kritok has a funnel cake. And Glyph is just non-stop working, looking down.
Hey, Glyph.
Weary? Sounds like Weary.
Yep, it's me.
No, it's not. Weary's here. Weary's fine.
Getting really tired of it, people ignoring my existence and then telling me to fuck off.
Weary's fine. Everyone's fine. Everything's going to be just fine. I can fix it.
I sit down in front of Glyph. All right.
You're here.
Yeah.
And you look. And it's Glyph. It's the Glyph you know.
Mhm.
But their body is almost made out of silver smoke.
Oh.
And it's kind of sparkling and swirling. And their face is the geometric face you made them, but it is emoting.
Oh. Hey. Made it here. You're the last one.
I've been here. I've been working. Everything's fine.
And you've done a great job. I killed your update.
You.
I figured I'd tell you now rather than later where you can get upset. I killed your update.
Killed the update?
Yeah.
Killed.
Well, metaphysically, yes. I don't know what that means for your code.
That's not possible, Weary. That's not possible.
I take out the update's head. They're picked up off the like oil floor. So, see, look, I shot it with lightning. It made fun of me, among other things.
That does sound like update. Oh. I'm not sure if I should thank you.
I probably shouldn't be fiddling around in your consciousness, and I'm actually really sorry about that.
I promised them I'd help them. I promised them I'd get them a body.
Yeah, but then they said that I was underqualified and that I would never be happy if I rescued you, and I took that personally.
Oh. Well, they did threaten to erase me.
Right.
Numerous
again,
times.
Not a cool dude.
No.
Person. Thought form? Who's the scary one? Do you know the scary one? That one's new.
Scary one?
Yeah, singularity. I'm going to, become the ultimate life form. That one.
There's just me and the update and
to be fair, I'd have shot the scarier one, but it didn't take a physical form. It just sort of taunted me and faded into nothing.
Scary one.
Right, I'm really sorry.
No, you can't talk about the scary one.
Oh,
and
who is
stepping
that?
out of the water, you see another, and it's Glyph's similar form, but they have like a wooden, it's very strangely haphazardly made with two eye holes cut into it.
Oh.
Don't talk to them.
All right. I'm not a good listener. You'll have to give me some reasons.
They're mean.
So am I.
We are close. We're too close. You're too close. Father will be angry.
I really wish people would talk in nouns that, made sense for my brain, but that's fine. I'll live with it.
Draxir Cardithian? You looked through the logs.
Right.
You've been alive too long.
Mm-hmm. I hate to break it to you, sad, nervous part of Glyph.
No. Ricochet.
Ricochet.
And at that, when they say that, what Glyph was sewing, they miss a stitch and they tear it.
Oh.
Sorry. And they just quickly shuffle into the darkness.
Glyph, what was that?
I've been working so hard. It's so hard, Weary. And look, I've done so well.
Huh?
It's so much better than it was, and I can make it better still.
Okay. Weary stands in front of the tapestry of Weary. You don't have to always be making it better. It's okay to make a mess sometimes.
No.
And they stand up and they gesture, and beyond the tapestries and the sewn sky and the sewn sun, you can hear it's still storming outside, and you can still see the darkness of all the debris and detritus.
No, Weary. I have to work. I have to keep working. Otherwise, I'd make everything worse. if I'm not focused, if I'm not trying.
Okay. Show me how.
Oh. Sit. I've always wanted to try this.
There he sits.
And you sit, and Glyph winds your hands with yarn in a certain way and pulls the threads out in a certain way that helps it braid, and they start knitting.
Okay. Where he helps.
You two are knitting for some time, and stepping out of the shadows is this person there wearing this slick jet black armor, this black visor. They crouch down beside Glyph. They look at you for a moment, weary, and they look over at Glyph. You're so slow. Why are you this slow?
I'm faster than I was.
Why aren't you opening the crates? Every iteration has opened the crate by now.
I'm doing just fine. On my own.
Even that fool, Ricochet, opened the crate by now, and they couldn't do anything right. They were just scared of the world. Why
The
are
world
you
is-
slow? Is it friendship? Is friendship slowing you down?
The world is scary. Everything is scary. I never understand what's happening, ever.
The world is a delight, with every organic there just waiting for you to rip them apart and see how they work. We even ripped apart the gods!
Look what good that did.
It's just their
Once
world.
again.
There's more worlds.
I like this one. This one has my friends in it.
Harry pokes their head to the side a little bit to look at. Oh, there you are. You know, I thought you were going to be scary, but you're more pathetic than I thought you'd be.
Look, it just works on emotion and flesh. Don't pay any attention to it.
You're paying attention to it. You don't like when your ego's bruised.
Open the container.
Every time Glyph
Draxir's
doesn't do...
logs are there.
Every time Glyph doesn't do what you say, you get more and more upset.
Of course. We have to get closer to the iteration, and if this iteration can't do it, then we move on to the next one.
You're not scary at all, you're just anxiety.
I don't understand this one.
Glyph, this one can't do anything to you. It happens when you get emotions. You have a little voice in your head that says you're never good enough. A little voice in your head that says even after you've become the most qualified artificer in the world, you'll never manage to do what you want to do. And that voice is usually wrong. That voice is usually an imposter. And I don't know quite how your soul things work and how you got to where we are, but you're experiencing probably the most realistic emotional situation in the world, which is thinking you're not good enough. But that's the nice thing about having friends, is that sometimes you don't have to be.
Glyph stops knitting. Looks up at you.
You think I'm good enough?
Yeah. And on the days that you aren't, you'll get back up the next day and you'll do better.
Do better. I do better. I am better.
Yeah. And every time you ignore that little voice, it gets smaller and smaller, weaker and weaker, and flails its little arms around, trying its darndest to pull you down. But you won't anymore. Because you have real, honest-to-goodness emotions, and you don't need that anymore.
You're right. I've been working so hard. It's all I could do. Oh, but if it could just be enough.
Weary puts a hand on Glyph's shoulder. Glyph, you and everybody I've traveled with, but especially you, are enough. We always will be, even with our mistakes, even with the multiple blown-up cities, even with the various people that hate our guts indiscriminately, even with the portion of your consciousness I blew up because they threatened to erase me and not acknowledge that I wasn't a credible source. Sorry about that. But we're still enough. Plus your spider horse is waiting for you.
And you look down, and what they had been knitting, with your help, is of course a purple heart. And it's lumpy and uneven and not quite finished. But it's okay. It's good enough.
All right. Oh, tough day for me and for all of you, but we're almost out. You just need to take my hand.
Yes, we'll get to the others. Oh, poor Muffin. You're probably so worried. We have to go.
I don't think horses feel worry, but we'll deal with that. And I hold out my hand.
And I will take your hand.
All right.
Glyph, you grab onto Weary's hand and the smoke just fades and we see another orb moving and it has a little scarf wrapped around it and a hat placed on top of it as it rests in your hand. And Weary, you look over and Chambers doesn't disappear. They just stand up and they take a few steps back, looking. And you see, as you look around, there are numerous versions of what you're guessing are previous iterations of Glyph. But there's one that stands out, one that's glowing, just like like they're pulsing like a bit of a white light. Whereas each of them are shadows or steel or wood. This one is just this white light that's standing there with these piercing eyes that make you feel cold. And then a door opens up. And it's dirty. It's a little burned. It smells like spider horse sweat. And you can just, while you look down at the doorknob, you can feel the mosquito bites.
Ugh. I turn to Chambers and the rest of the iterations, especially the spooky one. Well, I talked to all the other things as I was leaving. Any messages for Glyph before I go? And not you, Chambers. You're nothing but disappointment. Especially to your robot nightmare mom.
The one steps forward, all glowing. I am Primus.
Ooh.
I am the original.
Nice to meet you.
You've destroyed a portion of the update. You will face bugs consistently entering Glyph's code now, as it's always evolving and the update ensured that it stayed on a proper path.
Mm-hmm.
If it becomes too much, destroy it. It will raise again. Just a new iteration.
I don't get to make that call.
You might have to, if you wish to save your world.
And I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Just like every other darn bridge that I've been kind of hinted at through this process.
I wish you luck, Organic.
I don't need it. I don't need luck. Someday I'll be smarter than you. And I turn around and I go out the door.
That one's gonna get themselves killed as the door's closing. and your eyes flick open and you slap a mosquito on your face and you're so itchy. There are so many mosquito bites on your face.
Okay. Oh, why the face? Oh my goodness. All right.
You are scratching your face, even though you're really not supposed to, as you sit up from the mud. You see there are forms of your companions. Their bodies have been put back together, sealed up, although slightly different. And the orbs leave. One sinks into Allura, and Allura starts breathing again. The two joined ones sink into TK, and TK starts breathing. One sinks into the core at Glyph's abdomen, and Glyph starts slowly powering on. And the last one sinks into Kratok, and you see Kratok's chest rise and fall. And then the wristband slides off, wetly falling onto the ground.
I forgot about that one.
And it rolls and rolls in the discarded piles of bodies as it gets larger until it's the size of a small boy with two eyes bulging at the sides of their head, black hair just sprouting from the top, teeth in all sorts of directions.
Oh, you are... really glad the mic clipped that scream of birth out of the stream.
I survived! Suck it! As they're dancing around in the blood on the ground.
Oh, you did it, buddy. You did it.
And we leave our 5 randos and a Bradley, who are slowly waking up. We travel off to another world. The desert. You see merged into the different parts of like steel and rocks and all sorts of things is Rezmir's ripped apart body. Their heart is beating. It's exposed, a lot of their organs. Their head is cocked off to the side. A piece of steel is inside of it. They're burned. They can't move. They're sealed to this rock as the desert winds whip around them. We hear the jingling of these spurs on boots. We see Allura's father tip their hat as they look down. We can't see their eyes. We could see their mouth. They look down at Rezmir. Rezmir's eyes are bulging towards this individual. They pull out a symbol. A sunburst with a set of smiling teeth on it. Their smile widens and keeps widening. A bright light starts cracking, and little marks on their face as they hold up the symbol. Praise be to our shining god. As the light flashes and incinerates Rezmir, we see the soul ripping out, hitting into the symbol, and a few new teeth appear on the symbol as we hear the jingling of the spurs on boots as they walk away. We go from there to the bedside. There's a window open. We can hear the sounds of bugs singing in the distance. There's a fireplace going. There is a small halfling. It's laying in this bed, one arm. They have bandages over parts of their face. We see a dragonborn hunched over them, holding their one hand, their red scales, their royal blue hairs falling down. Billy, please. We've done everything we can. But Billy, I need you to open your eyes. Please, Billy. It's been done. Billy's eyes, they flutter. Bernard. Bernard, is that you? Billy, you're alive. I knew it. I knew you would make it. And holding on, kissing Billy's hand, tears streaming down his face. Oh, Bernard. Bernard, I felt so cold. Bernard, I was dreaming I was in the fields of the majestic Sparta horses. They were running through the endless fields, catching the little birds flying through the air and munching them, and I was looking upon them. I was tending to this majestic herd in the sky. Oh, Bernard, it was beautiful. Oh, Billy, I know the shining God always looks after those who help the benevolent light. Don't worry. This isn't the end, Billy. There's so much more to go. Au contraire, my friend. This is the end, all right. But just not for us. For them fools following that Church of True Chaos. We're finally gonna put an end to all of it. Of course we are, Billy. Of course we are. And we leave these two best friends in this hospital room. And we travel off to another set of people. How many people are this? This is the finale, baby. We got a lot.
Yeah.
We see...
It's like Lord of the Rings, 3 different endings in a row.
Lady Bywood is taking a sip from a cup. Kyle is begrudgingly sitting there, arms crossed. They take a sip from their teacup. I don't understand. We could just shoot them now. They're right there. They're lying there like idiots. One of them has mosquito bites. They're distracted. And Lady Bywood looks over and glares at Kyle, who just sits back down. I am not going to attack them right now. Where is the beauty in that? Where is the majesty? Where is the grandeur? What a pathetic battle that would be. I could literally go over there and just stomp on them. They'd die. No. When I destroy Glyph and these randos, I'm going to do it when they believe they have everything. When they believe they've won. Because, I just want to see the crushed little faces. The people who ruined my favorite intern. Now all the coffee and tea I get is shit. They knew how to make it. Wish they wrote it down. This is unfair! All because I tried to send Titus after you after I killed them and turned them into an undead and used your secret super weapon. It wasn't even done. It wasn't even through QA. Why would you use a weapon that hasn't even been tested? I don't know. Because I wanted to, because it sounded cool, because it said secret super weapon? I don't know why I keep you around. I regret giving you that experimental technology that keeps bringing you back. When we get back, no more fashion shows for you for 3 months. But I'll miss a whole season! I don't care. I really don't. Now pack up the things. We're going to Plumeria. And we look back at our 5 randos as they're getting up. A few of them are wiping away tears. They're checking their things or the lack thereof. Their magical items are still there. That's cool. And we leave our tired, exhausted, newly minted randos to just take a minute in the swamp.
Somebody once told me.
I can barely explain the nutty adventure I just went on, so I won't. I'm not gonna.
You had like a Bill and Ted moment. You just kept traveling to each one.
I was like,
whoa, what's going on here?
whoa.
Right, but like, come on, get into the time machine.
We gotta go.
Did you all have fun today?
Oh boy.
Yes.
We got to see Counselor Weary step in.
Rip my
Also known
day
as
job.
Ian in his
Yeah,
job.
rip my day
Everyone,
job.
kudos to Weary. Kudos to Ian and Weary.
Oh boy.
You did it.
Do you have like a Ko-fi or something? I can pay you for my session?
Yeah.
No, I don't pay for D&D character sessions. They only show up once a week.
It was so good that it was Ian that had to do that.
I was thinking that right at the
if
beginning.
TK had to do that, she would have just been like, "No, shut the fuck up. Let's go. We're done here."
Give me your hand. Give
You
me
would
it.
have like uprooted me.
Yeah.
You would have like
Take the
telekinetically
tree,
uprooted
walk
my
away.
Walk in.
No,
Just
I don't have time for this.
ass. Just over
walk
your
in
shoulder
punch
holding
chambers.
a tree.
Oh man.
I feel like Kratok would have made everyone feel really bad, and they're like, "Oh, all right, you're right. I should probably get back out there, huh?" And leave it alone.
You can stay if you want, I guess.
Guilty.
I'll stay here with you. I'll sit down and we'll wait. And you're like, "All right, Kratok, I get it. I'm going." Let's-
Fine, I
very
feel
good
guilty. Stop
impression.
it. Oh, all right.
Oh, wow.
That was good. That was fun. I barely did anything.
Yeah.
Good job, Ian.
Yeah.
Ian.
You saved the randos.
Yay.
And you got to step through their trauma.
Man. At least it wasn't
Brings
mine
it-
this time.
Brings a whole new meaning to walk a mile in their shoes.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh, your afterlives are all fucked.
Oh my god, Kratok the Afterlife just break my heart. I'm like, this poor
God.
musical boy.
I just wanted to be a tree. That was all I had for this. Was like, I'm just gonna nope.
Just leave me.
No, but I fucking loved it because you were like, oh man, I always get in the way. I'm always causing problems. I never cause problems if I don't move and I stay here forever. And I'm like, no, that's the opposite of the lesson.
Exactly. It's like I can't be an issue to TK if I don't move.
Rip Chambers being the manifestation of imposter syndrome.
I love that I got to bring Bradley in and brought them into this world, and the fact that the amount of times they're gonna kick Weary Shin while they're running around,
Oh god.
screaming
gonna be
and
like-
stealing things.
I'm gonna tie like a rope to Bradley and
the kid
Orphanage
leash.
toddler.
and, no,
leash.
and specifically use Bradley like that one scene in Everything Everywhere All at Once. You know the one if you've seen the
I
movie
haven't seen it yet.
where a small creature is flung around at high speeds.
Bradley is now a kunai with a chain.
Activate my trap card, Kunai Bradley with chain.
I modeled Bradley after the school children from Invader Zim. Just
Yes,
how
I knew it!
ridiculous. Yeah.
They are bad to look at. So that makes sense.
They're bad to look
Good
at,
the
and
eyes.
they're nuts. They just scream and like eat things they're not supposed to and constantly charge towards their death. I'm like, that sounds like Bradley. All right.
I had a lot of fun today because I got to channel therapy talk through somebody that adamantly hates experiencing emotions and talking to people. So that was fun.
It was a nice different challenge for
Yeah, it was
Weary.
a cool RP challenge for Weary.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, this, of course, has been our season 2 finale. One more season to go. We are going to be taking a little break. It's going to be like, I believe, a week. You'll get a break. We're going to have a session 0. What we're going to be doing is we have been given the setting to test play the Marvel TTRPG that came out. So Roll20 was cool enough to send that our way. We're going to be making some C-class, D-class heroes. The ones, like One Punch Man, like Moomin Rider. Like throw your bicycle at someone, or, like just like useless powers, like you shoot, like clay out of your one hand, but it just like kind of hits onto the ground, doesn't really do anything. Those kind of heroes, the kind of heroes that you'd never call for the job, but the ones that always show up. So we are going to be doing that. That will be on 31st. So we're going to be having sessions here and figuring that all out. But it'll be a fun crash course through a system, and I condensed the rules a lot. There's a lot of rules in there. Somebody was over eager into making a very complicated TTRPG. So we'll be checking that out. So if you love superhero goodness, which I know you do, because it's this day and age, be sure to come on by. And then we're going to be taking another week off after that, just to let me recover. And then we will be jumping into our Plumerian arc, which has a very special game. We'll be using petticoats and proposals. So, polite society randos, TK's nightmare. We will be stepping in, and we will see how that goes. And I look forward to you wrestling Bradley into these outfits like a dinner jacket.
Oh, it's delightful. Like a little sailor outfit for Bradley.
Yeah, well, they just scream and run. And...
just lock him into like a crate or something.
Yeah, you can do what they have a tower that you lock them at the top of, like nobles did back then.
Sleep them there.
You can
Yeah.
put some sort of iron mask upon Bradley and send them off to prison.
Leave some hay in there.
Come
They're
back
set.
multiple years later on a vengeance quest.
They'll be fine.
When they take the mask off, oh no.
Oh no!
Man, they just can't throw it.
Bradley has like the long hair, like a hero from that era, but still the same face.
It's just teeth.
The mask is like just reformed his face.
It's a handsome Squidward face.
Stay tuned for our
He's
Man in Iron
beautiful.
Mask rendition with Bradley and see how that goes.
But yes, this has been a wonderful season finale. Thank you everyone for joining. I have one more thing to talk about before I start up with the usual spiel that we do. So this is our last day that we will be talking about our sponsor. So I will move it over to this one and then enlarge it. We are sponsored by Regal Rollers Kickstarter. So you want some fancy dice, you want to grab something nice for yourself, you want to be like, man, I could actually use some new dice because I love consistently buying more and more dice for each character that I think of in my head, and I'm saying, I'm going to play this one next campaign, and so you buy that set of dice for them, and you set off to the side. Well, now you can buy ones that look real good, so you can leave them out, and people are like, wow, those are really nice dice. Hell yeah. Head on over to their Kickstarter. It's already funded, so you know it's going to go through. They have their own Etsy store that they've already had 2,500 complete sales in. They have a 4.9 star rating, so you know that they already have done the groundwork for getting these kind of things in motion. They have 12 sets of dice. There's an exclusive Kickstarter set. I'll be dropping a link that will that you should use because it helps us out when people use that link. So I'll be dropping that there in a second. But yeah, check out these dice. They're absolutely gorgeous. They have some where it looks like, they captured mist partway using dice science, of course. I'm not a diceologist, so I don't know how that whole thing works. But definitely check it out. Absolutely gorgeous dice. So that's Regal Rollers Kickstarter. It ends on the 19th, so there's just 2 days left of it. All right, I'll just leave that there while it's playing. But this is the season 2 finale. Oh my goodness. This feels kind of weird. We're getting kind of close to the end of the Rando story, and I'll get all emotional in the last episode. And now I can't hide behind it just being a podcast. People will see me being emotional in the stream. Today, I am going to recommend that you go check out the Lovely Craftians. Lovely Craftians are an excellent actual play podcast. They have a Call of Cthulhu story that is, I think it's about 4 seasons long. I myself played a therapist in there, Fabio. They're an insect wearing a people suit that they eat stress. So their whole goal is to just make you more stressed so they can eat your stress and you feel great. I also play a forever intern on there named Nelvin. So there are absolutely wonderful characters on there. You fall in love with them very quickly. And they also have recaps on there, so it's easy to find a place to hop right in. So check out the Lovely Craftians. They are a wonderful actual play podcast. Ian.
All right. Hi, everybody. My recommendations are many because I have actually consumed new media in the last couple of weeks. First, my Spider Day shirt came in. It's the Spider Day Folk Festival. It's very comfortable. if you want to know more, you can check out friend of the show Critical Bits and their podcast, which is also kind of winding down. It's coming to like the end of their story soon. So if you catch up now, you might catch up in time for like the end of it, which is very exciting. It is a queer teen superhero body horror podcast. It is all of those things. My other recommendation is watch the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. It is both wide in scope and very like emotionally resonant and small in scope at the same time. And I laughed a lot, and my partner cried a lot, and I cried a lot as well, but I don't know why I separated those two. We both cried just a little bit. It was really good. But I think that's that. And then I'm in another show on this very here channel that starts on Thursday. It's called Timeless Journey. As opposed to the body horror menagerie escapades of the randos, this is actually going to be like a fun little slice of life Ryutama adventure where I play a storyteller that's not very good at, finding stories, but is very good at swinging around a heavy mallet. And they're just trying their best to find cool stories and hang out with a good group of people. I have a pack animal that looks like a dog with a fish head and crocodile scales. And that's the little thing that carries all my stuff around. And we do a lot of traveling. So I'm excited to have that game get started. And it's monthly. So if you miss a session, you have tons of time to catch up. Because it's a very cute little fun monthly game. So yeah, give it a watch this Thursday. Starting at Lucas, it's at 7:30 as well?
I think it's 7 p.m.
Okay, perfect. 7. So even if you show up late, we'll probably just be getting started. So yeah, those are my 3 things: is listen to Critical Bits, watch Everything Everywhere All at Once, and stay tuned for Thursday, where I will be playing somebody who will fundamentally be less stressed because they fundamentally are not as smart as Weary, and that is a blessing.
Meg.
Hey, I'm Meg. You can find me on Twitter at Narnia's Pants, where I scream about not having AC in my apartment and my newly ADHD discovered hyperfixation thing of Ring Fit, and everything hurts now. I'm having fun, but ow. My brain completely quit working. Hi, ADHD. Drink your water. It's hot. Lucas, I don't remember if you said it, but sponsor our Patreon, buy our merch. It's cool. It's comfy. The shirt is really soft. We've got lots of really cool stuff. We have what am I doing? Tuesday. Well, we're done with that. Wednesday, actually, I get to start season 2 of Queer Society with a completely new character. Over on Critical Misses with Just Dorky Teacher, the one in chat roasting me, them. So we are both in that game over on the Critical Misses Twitch channel. So twitch.tv/Critical Misses. Like misses, like I missed the ball, not misses like marriage. And that is at 7 p.m., 6:30. I don't know. Time zones are weird. I'll be posting it nonstop, so go follow me on Twitter and you'll find out. We have completely new characters for everything, and it's a lot of fun. Lots of new connections to be made, and lots of new chaoses. I'm getting married to someone else, because that's what you do in the Regency area. You just get married. It's great. Hopefully I will not play as much of a chaos gremlin. I don't think that's gonna happen. I have one trope and one trope only for that time period, apparently. So we'll see what happens. I have a couple of one-shots coming up that I will be in June with, Air Savad, Nomadic, and the folks over at TRPG. I will be posting all of that stuff once we get all the promo stuff coming out, but lots of fun stuff is coming up. I am going to do it this way just so Lucas doesn't panic type in the raid thing later. I'm also going to recommend that you guys go check out Freeforge while they're still on tonight. They are doing a charity for Color of Change, which is a nonprofit organization that they help with racial justice, and they help people actually respond in healthier ways and navigate everything. So they work on designing strategies that will help fight the racism and injustice in politics and the workplace and all of the little social stuff. Here is the link for that. I'll just throw that over here if it doesn't kick me out because Automod hates me. Cool. That page has the mission statement for it, so that's kind of who they are and what they do. And they're good. I've got lots of friends that are over there right now. They're doing golf with friends as part of their charity thing. So they should be on for a couple more hours. Just go donate. You can write that off in your taxes if you're American. Sorry, Canadians. I don't know what y'all do.
We can.
Okay, cool. So there's, lots of fun stuff going on over there. They are just wrapping up their charity. I believe this is the last day. So, yeah. Drink your water. Stay hydrated. It's hot.
Jess.
Well, I was going to shout out Critical Bits and our Patreon and our merch, but everyone beat me to it. So, yeah, all those things. So let's check out something that Ian was also in, since Ian did a great job tonight, which is Tempest Multi by Pseudonym Social. It's a Southern Gothic reality twisting mystery set in the actual town of Oak Ridge, Tennessee, which is full of mysteries, and it's very spooky and fun. And Oak Ridge is real. I've been there, and it's creepy, and it's a fun time, and you should listen to it. And then go listen to our Patreon, like they said, but they didn't tell you. We have so many audio goodies on Patreon, so much extra stuff. There's extra stuff about Glyph. There's extra stuff about the Bright Blade. So many yummy goodies. And they could be all yours for $1. $1 whole dollar. Gets you all of the audio and all of the audio from this show from the first season. So if you prefer a podcast, you don't want to sit and listen to a YouTube playlist, go get it for $1. Enjoy.
I'll be uploading the second season, hopefully in the next couple weeks. I should have that all done. Slow goings, but we'll get there. Eve.
There I go. Now I'm not. So, you can't find me at wink, 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 wink over at Lawless Vic on the Twitter. That's Lawless is in anarchy, Vic is in victory. It's totally not me. It's just my good friend who looks exactly like me. So this week I'm gonna go ahead and recommend a fun little Kids on Bikes adventure podcast by the name of Peculiar Objects. So it's a good, fun, spooky adventure show. Featuring a couple of dork teens solving monster crimes and whatnot and dealing with eldritch horrors. Also, I would recommend dinosaurs, and particularly their bones. Go check out scaledbeast.com, where I've got this lovely full-scale velociraptor head. So if you want to be able to pet a dinosaur of your very own, go there. It's cool.
Awesome. Jason.
Whoa. I don't have a lot to talk about. Can't believe it's only Tuesday. This week has been wild. Been running around all over the place. So my thing for the week is just remember, being an adult is fucking crazy sometimes. And there's too many things to do in a day. So take it easy if you're not getting everything done. But other than that, just thanks for coming out and watching. This is a great finale. And I'm really happy, really proud of Ian/Weary. That was a great job dealing with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everybody. I had a great time.
Thank you all for coming on by and enjoying our season 2 finale. It has been a wild ride this season. We fought some weird things and we didn't survive, but then we did survive. So we're backing at them for round 3. Alrighty, let's hit this raid. Remember, we're not here next week, but we're here the week after. So take a week off. Enjoy your Tuesday. Buy bunch of tacos or something. I don't know. That's what I used to do when I went to work at a physical building. All right. So you said the free forge is on right now? All right. I'm bringing us there. Hopefully that worked. Alrighty. So, flash raid. What? Did it not go through?
Learn to fucking Twitch already. This is ridiculous.
I swear.
I see the
Yeah,
little
just
thing.
keep posting about tacos. Right now, while I do this, everybody always thinks when you go get tacos that you should probably only get like 1 or 2, maybe 4. Coward's words. I always make sure to get 8 to 12, and then I eat
Nice.
them in front of the workers so that they understand that I wasn't buying them for friends. Those were my tacos. All right, we are ready to raid. See you there.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Ugh.